Damn. Okay, bruv. Do you know what's mad? I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, I'm in such a beautiful part of my life right now where I'm really focused on myself. And the more I've actually been working on myself and kind of in line in certain things I've always wanted to do, it's like the universe has been gravitating a lot of things towards me. And that's how I met you lot. Like just like having a random conversation on a bus, and it was so insightful. Like when I left the bus, it was like raw, like my mind was really expanded on different perspectives as well. Just love to really get to know you lot. Obviously, there's only so much I can learn in an hour and whatnot, but I would love to know who you lot are, go around who you lot are, what you lot do individually and collectively.
Let's start, man.
Go on, boss man.
But, my name is Leroy Lowen, from Jamaica originally. But obviously off the accent you could tell I'm from America, you know, most recently. Yeah, man, just creating like out of my brain, like directly. Because I think for most of my life I've been kind of trying to like, you know, everybody tries to figure out their niche, I guess. But I kind of looked at everything kind of broader, so I don't know, and I'm mad rebellious, like without even knowing. So I would just kind of like just forcibly follow like what I was innately just interested in. And I guess it gets like kind of weird because of my background and where I'm at and where I'm going, trying to mix all those things to make sense of it. You know, so I just got more into creative direction. I've been just styling like my whole life, just off of just putting things together and trying to figure it out. But I guess creative direction just because like, I don't know, life flows like that. Like art and life kind of becomes in sync sometimes, you know, like we say art meets life. It'll sync up. Like I have an idea and like 2 weeks later, if I don't do something about it, I see it. And it just kind of became like that where it's like, you either gonna do something or you don't. You become older, you regret not doing shit when like, so that's why I meat older artists and you can see the regret, you can hear it in their voice because it's like, when you really see shit, you kind of got to act on it. If you don't, and you just kind of hurt yourself. So just really that, man, just following that. That's why we here. So yeah, that's for the most part. Yeah.
Love, man. How about yourself, brother?
My name's Marlon Cameron. I was born and raised in Jamaica. Let's see, I moved to the States when I was about 9, and I stayed there mainly for like high school, college. Traveled around after college. Once I started making music, I produce, sing, songwrite, DJ, anything with Sonics. Yeah, I mean that's me right there. Yeah, I guess my musical journey started in college. I was very, very avid football player, soccer.
Let's not get into that stuff, man. My brain's already confused.
But you know, unfortunately, that didn't fully pan out. But it's funny, regardless of how that went, my plan was always to come to England and try to make it work. I didn't know that it was going to be on a musical tip at the time, but we're here. I'm making it work.
Sick, man. And yourself, bro?
Man, I wanted to say pause so bad.
Musical tip.
Oh, hey, the man that I'm mad, you know.
Nah, niggas can't say shit, man. Niggas can't say shit.
He said, wait, chill, tell that story.
I got you. So, yeah, my name is Malcolm Archibald. Man, so for me, like, a nigga just been on some angry, rebellious fucking bullshit for a long time, bro. Fucking trying to not be as mad as I actually am. That led to like a lot of self-love, self-journey, you know, exploration of what life really is about. You know, this vessel, this spirit and soul that we have that's like created by this flesh and controlled. Led to a lot of traveling, seen the world, read a lot of books, just trying to figure it all out. Try to do the corporate shit, you know, big businessman, big business brain, try to do the corporate thing. Couldn't truly get it through to the point where like I felt like myself. It was always this battle of like, I love art, but I love money. I love fashion, but I know I can't wear that. I gotta be the certain type of person. And I was blessed to meet these boys. They had all the fucking vision, all the motion, all the products, anything this world needed they had. And I just had the ability to bring it to market. You know what I'm saying? I see the difference, and my art is to be able to see the difference from just anybody and someone special and how to sell it to the average person.
Beautiful, man. Thank you lot for sharing that, man. But as you lot were talking, there's one question that came to my head. Why England? Why come here?
Oof.
Well, like I think even just talking to people from England, I think people don't really see the value of England itself. Cause like kind of like how New York City is for America, in a way that's kind of like what England is, especially as far as like artistically where we are and who we are. It's like an amazing meeting ground in a weird way. You know what I mean? Where culture kind of innately already mixed and people might not even notice it. But if you come to London, you can meet people from all around Europe, all around Africa, doing a bunch of different stuff all around Asia, but like directly. In New York, everyone's there, but it's so scattered, and everybody has their own little 5% of their culture and everything in the pocket. So it's a little bit more scattered. And you know, me and Marlon being Jamaican, all of us being innately African, is just like being in London kind of connects like all of those dots, especially for what we're doing right now. And yeah, bro, London's a vibe. I mean, the weather ain't sexual, but if you're chilling,
The weather ain't sexual. That's my next tweet, bro.
but you can't have like everything. Nigga, if you have like Hawaii weather here, nigga, then the whole world would be here. Everybody needs that balance. Hawaii don't have the infrastructure for a nigga to go crazy and become a millionaire, but you go there for the sun. You go in there to get sun. So I think people just kind of gotta like appreciate where you're at and just kind of see it for what it is. But like, London's a vibe, yo. Like Afrobeats and the growth of it, all of that came through just the London connection. Dancehall music, it's all through London. So it's like even New York drill right now, that's like sonically the sound that came from London. But like while you're in London, people be like, "Why are you here?"
Everybody here. Everybody.
For me, it's like it's from a curious point of view. Like you said, that it's something that you really like something that you said resonated with me. That like the people here don't see the worth here.
Oh hell yeah, I don't get it.
And that's an interesting thing, and that's something I've always tried to cultivate in the creative communities here and the culture in London. Like like we have something. If people from other countries are coming here, clearly there's something here. And I think it's the same thing. Like if I went to New York, you lot are like, oh no, it's just New York. But I'm like, bro, this is what the fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. So that's why I just wanted to get that insight on like why the London market.
There's one thing as well. It seemed like London got a lot of cool motherfuckers here that hang out with their 3 friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like them niggas over there, them dudes over there, them dudes over there, them dudes over there. I hit you at your party, and same people at everybody's party. It's like, yo, I don't know nobody out here, and we party from America, right? Like, I rock with Africans, Europeans, Asians, South America. I don't care. Like, you cool, you cool. If you not, you not. You feel me?
Is good energy.
Good energy is good energy. So it's like, in a place where every plane is going to, planes go from everywhere. Why not be that hub? You know what I'm saying? Why not show what we can do? You know what I mean?
But
No, go, please, bro.
But there, like you said, there is a lot of like odd separation because everybody you meet is like mad cool, but weirdly nobody know each other. So I feel like I've low key met like each and every little clique individually by myself, and I'm like, oh, you don't know so and so? I've been here for like 3 weeks. I'm like, you telling me this? I'm like, yo, what about so and so from up there? Oh man.
Oh really? Tell me more about that.
Like, 2 weeks was talking to people, motherfuckers like, you know what I really need it. I'm like, I just met a nigga 5 minutes ago, right here.
Nigga standing next to you smoking a cigarette.
You need a camera guy, like holla at the nigga. But there's no, it's a very like hush hush, like society in a sense where it's like people kind of, don't do that, don't do too much, don't talk to them, you don't know them.
Yeah.
So I think that innately kind of creates the it's like the segmentation. But it's lit. Like everybody here fuck with came here for a stint. Yeah, Rocky out here for a couple years, probably still got an apartment out here. Tyler and the Odd Future niggas was out. Like everybody that like intrinsically just kind of come out here just to see what's up. We used to be listening to Santi years ago. He went to London. I was like, all right, cool, makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So like even through Africa goes through London first, then comes to America. You know what I'm saying? America goes through London first, then go to Africa. So it's like it's kind of like this weird meeting point, especially for music right now. But I think if the Londoners don't realize that, then it kind of just becomes niggas keep getting asked why you here. You know?
And why do you lot think that? Because obviously you lot are looking from the outside in, and now you're integrating it. I can personally say that I feel like it's from a point of view of like, I feel like the culture in London right now and for the last 10 years is like, I'm better than you, so I won't bring you up. I won't champion you. You get what I'm saying? And that's something I've always tried to defy behind the scenes. Like, yo, like if this person needs this event happening, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure they're sponsoring. If you need to get a project off the ground, let's get some funding. Let's try do something. And there's not many people in the scene behind the scene like that. And that's what I've realized. Like, there's a lot of people that really step on people's like their thing. Yeah, bro.
I would say what I realized about, especially in the marketing space, right? Because marketing is not just fashion, not just music. It's everything in London, how London presents its products, right? In my opinion, London's market is reactive, not proactive. It got to work first for anybody to try it, then everybody tries it. Interesting. Right? So with everybody being scared to be the star, right, but want to be a star, there's this constant, how far are you going? So the market changes very slowly. Niggas only 2% different than the last person, 1% different. Whereas in America, somebody might do some avant-garde shit that's so out the way that's like, wait, we can swear on this? I'm tripping?
Yeah, swear till the cows come home, bro. I'm not trying to be them platforms that are, nah, censor it. Bro, it's about like real conversations, bro. That's what it's about, man.
Say that. So London's reactive, right? Like, they doing 2-for-1 drinks, brand new restaurants say, we buy one, get one free for happy hour. Every bar does that, right? Every sign looks the same. Anybody got no neon? It's just, everyone in London is scared to try, in my opinion, from my experience, right? I don't know everything. There's people, obviously, outliers to that. But on average, people are waiting for someone to do it before they do it. And that's going to make sure there's no progress. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the speed it could be. Whereas versus us, like, man, I was outside on Brick Lane, freaking at a bar, dancing all day, I say, looking crazy, right? Intentionally. Because it brought eyes, it brought status, it brought confusion, curiosity. These things are concepts that you can manipulate to get the outcome you want in the marketing space.
That's beautiful as well. And this is a word that keeps coming up throughout the whole year for me, is manipulation. And so many people use that in a bad context. It's also used in like every word, everything we say has a positive and negative. So that way of manipulation is also an integration into marketing to manipulate the right audience to the right message to the right product.
It's just alchemy.
Yeah, like your mom will touch you on your back to ask you to do something nice for her.
Or if you want to go out, do the chores. Like, that's manipulation. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it just depends on, it's more of just, that's just the human construct. We're learning some human stuff. So like, we'll learn things that like everyone innately are attracted to, and then somebody will use it to their benefit. And I guess that's where it becomes, you just gotta hope the benefit is good.
For sure.
But it's not necessarily manipulation. Like, there's just certain, like an attractive person walking in the room does the same thing to everyone. If you're aware of that, then you can use that somewhere else. You know what I mean? That's why it's a pretty girl in a car commercial all the time. Or like, they'll make a hot girl eat burgers and do like a supermodel, like supermodels will be at McDonald's like that. But that's what the burger in McDonald's will in the commercial. It's just, so like, humans are, we're like the most complex but like simple. Like, we're simple when it comes to like feelings and emotions, and we're complex because our brain is just, you know what I mean? But those things like innately are like simple.
And how do you lot, like, now you lot are showing me a level of awareness on how you perceive things. How do you implement that in your individual art forms as well?
In terms of just like seeing and...
Yeah, like how do you incorporate like that level of awareness? How do you incorporate that into like what you do? Like, you're aware of, okay, cool, like this is how people consume things. This is how people are manipulated. How do you put that out into the world with your work whilst being authentic?
I think it depends. Well, one, it depends on like the medium
For sure.
you're communicating to. So if it's music, you gotta try to find a, because you make your own music, but then you also have to remember what like the world's ear is in a sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm not talking. My bad. Yeah. But you have to remember what the world's like ear is, which is why a lot of like executives know what a hit sounds like, because it has certain elements. You know what I mean? Like, when somebody sees a superstar, there's certain elements to that, whether they're aware of it or not. There's like, oh, this person like a superstar. It's like, there's a lot of little things that go into it. Same thing with the music. So I think it could be complicated. So if you're thinking about music, it could be, if you're trying to target a certain market, that goes down to like album art, that goes to the way you style yourself, or your videos are, when your videos drop, like depending on how you want to do it. If you're doing it like simple form, like I like rings. I talk with my hands. I wear a lot of rings. So people pay more attention when I talk, whether they know it or not. Just because there's a lot going on, you know what I mean? So it's very little, small details that, like, if you tweak them, then, you know, it's like the girl that wears, like, revealing enough that you're like, oh, wow, but not enough where you're seeing too much. Even that is a dance, you know? So it kind of just depends on what exactly your market or your art form is, and then trying to convey that.
Yeah.
That's really what I guess the manipulation's for, is to try to convey your art form to people. But, you know, if you're just like sleazebag trying to get your shit off, you know, good marketing, you can manipulate people. That makes sense to it. Banks, all that stuff.
Yo, here's something crazy. I met this dude in Atlanta, and I swear to God, this man was a spy. He was like, yeah. I was like, what's your name, man? He would never answer a question. He would only answer questions with questions. Oh, mad mysterious. He was like, yeah, my family helped around here a lot. I said, what? Like, we're not gonna answer, but he told me something, and it blew my mind. He said, yeah, we're just all these like pockets of flesh with a picture in our head making noises for that picture to go from my head to yours. Right? So at the end of the day, we just want people to see what we see our way. And it's knowing that and knowing how simple that is, yet we complicate it with the whirlwind of emotion, experience, life, perspective, all these things that change the difference of I'm just a person, you're just a person, I bleed, I sweat, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I want to fuck. Like, we all the same people. You know what I'm saying? And to understand that we're all trying to get to those core things, you use systems, skills, experiences, seeing someone else have done it to make that happen. You know what I mean? And I think it's very similar in the music. I'm not sure, would you?
Yeah, I would agree. I think like the word that keeps coming back to my head is authenticity. Whatever you're trying to do, especially sonically, to put out an authentic sound within myself, like for me, for example, finding a way to fuse all of my actual influences so that I can authentically offer my creativity to the world, you know, without even having to really say much. I don't have to explain. If you listen carefully, you will understand, because this is pulled from years and years and years and years of experience and, you know, trial and error. So yeah, I think authenticity is definitely the word.
That's beautiful, bro. And what you were saying about trial and error as well, I think so many people are scared to fail. We're in a generation now where so many people are not wanting to fail, and they're overthinking their moves, which slows them down, and they're upset when someone else executes something like that. So what can you say, like, because I want this moment for us that, like, we're conversing to also be like a timestamp for like the upcoming generation of creatives in all of our different fields and whatnot, to actually take gems. So what would you say for anyone listening that's coming up in the scene or might be kind of...
I got a good, because they're a little bit more visually and audibly artist than I am. My art is very in the mind. So, but in my space, you got to realize that we've been literally trained to do everything to not become better, right? Like, if you fail in school, you're bad. If you talk in school, you're bad. If you are loud, if you play music on your desk, if you collaborate or cheat, right? They're giving us all these words to make us not do the things that it takes to improve, right? So you have to disassociate yourself from the system and ask yourself the question of, how do I improve today, right? There's a phrase, Kaizen. It's a Japanese phrase, 1% better, right? You go to sleep, you look at your day, you write it down, you say, this is what went good today, give yourself that love. This is what went bad today, give yourself that truth. This is what I can do better, give yourself that hope. Right, and then you just get there, and that's at least my opinion. I want to get that off.
With the younger generation, I think just because, like, I was as an artist, like, in New York, like, as a younger, like, teenager, the best advice I could give them is to literally just, like, whatever you think you want to do in the future, just do it now. Start it now, because there's just no other, like, even if you, like, fail, like, you never know, you can hit, but it's just like, you just have to start it now. Because even in New York, I remember, like, I was in school and I knew what school was conceptually, so I never, like, get in trouble. I wear my uniform. And I did that so that when I did, like, skip, they the school assume I'm sick. and I have perfect attendance, so niggas didn't ask for me or nothing. And I really just have like 2 outfits in my backpack. And I change on the train. Now I'm in the city. I'm a fly nigga. I'm running around, talk to a store, start doing shoots in there. Now I'm like doing a lot of like streetwear, like fashion stuff, and like just running around meeting people. You know what I mean? So it makes sense to do that where I'll meet kids here and they're like, oh, I'm in uni for this, and I'll be like, okay, cool. What are you doing like for you though? Because uni needs to get a degree to maybe work for somebody else, but like while you're in uni, everybody around you is basically doing the same thing. If you're studying film and you know you're a camera guy, the class down there, everybody's a director. Class over there, everybody's acting. If I can talk to them, you talk to them. You can maybe do your own movie while we're still all in school.
Exactly.
But everybody here is like, oh, I'm in uni, and once I finish uni, then I'm on. It's like it's just it's a concept because like once you finish uni and you have a degree, you're looking for a job. The person that's probably gonna hire you is probably some kid that's been doing like street films for like 10 years. So now like you end up working for a person that you could have been this whole time. So it's just getting outside and just kind of like just doing it. You know what I mean? Be on some Batman shit. You know, be with your friends. You a nerd? Be with your friends. Be nerdy. And then like you know they go home. You're like I kind of want to do. I'm gonna fucking put that shit on. Go do shit. But there's no like waiting in the perfect. It won't really work like that, especially not in art. If you're gonna be a lawyer, I would say do all the steps. But if you're an artist, you kind of gotta like you do what they expect you to do, and then you take what you learn in class and go do it. They tell you something, oh, this cool angle they used to do in all these great films. You learn that shit on Wednesday, try that shit on Thursday.
Exactly. That's beautiful. And how about musically as well?
To that wisdom, I would say start as soon as possible and just please don't give up. Don't give up because I've met so many amazing artists throughout my 9 years doing music, and the only thing that I see that separates myself and them, although I'm still, you know, on the up and up, the only thing that really separates is I don't care. I'm not gonna stop until I get where I go. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now.
Bro, you'll give it my anxiety's kicked off, fam. Good.
I really, nothing matters more to me. And I'm realizing that is the shift that is necessary mentally for you to actually get there. Because from time and time and time, I was working regular jobs, just trying to figure it out. Although working a regular job is necessary throughout certain points because you don't want to be out on the street just trying to figure it out. Yeah, I mean, starving artist is only cool for a couple of weeks.
Them niggas hungry.
Dead ass.
Yeah, especially in the climate we're in now, like, bro, like I put, sorry to cut you, like, I believe we're in this perfect age now and moment in humanity where we can actually make a living off our art forms now.
Fully.
Like, it's so accessible than it was even 10, 15 years ago and stuff like that. How do you lot balance your work with, not work with, but like your art forms and your lives and stuff like that? How do you kind of balance everything out? Like, where, like, let's say a situation where musically, like, you're authentic, you're focused on something, but everything's going wrong. How do you center yourself? And you kind of touched up on that as well.
What do you mean, like, everything's going around? Just, like, in life? Like,
yeah, like, let's say it's a bad day. Like, it's a bad day, bad week when it comes to productions, anything you're doing, people you're connecting with and all that. And it's just, it's not an all-time high type of day. It's like a whole week of, like, downtrends and stuff. Like, how do you kind of bring yourself and center? Because, like, what you said about don't give up, like, you must have a way that you always kind of bring yourself back to that.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, especially for myself, it's hard to separate the life and the art. You know what I mean? So if the art isn't going great, I know something in my life isn't going great and there's an imbalance. I take very close attention to, you know, my internal feelings and chemistry and everything so that I can pinpoint what could potentially be off within myself that would affect everything else, because it all really starts from within yourself, you know? So whether that be my back hurts, you know, so I'm walking around a little bit annoyed, But I'm like, okay, if I stretch,
Nigga sending shots.
Yo,
I was just thinking that. I was just
Yo, there's so many things.
I swear
Yo,
I
there's so
went
many
like
things.
this. I quickly looked at you.
There's so many things, nigga. You inspiring nigga. You sending shots at me and shit.
nigga, my back hurt too.
Oh my
my
god,
God.
that was so funny, bro. I knew you were gonna say something, bro. I just felt it, bro.
Fucking niggas, man. I'm trying to get our shit off. Nigga talking about, yeah, you know, no matter what. Man, shit, you know, no matter what.
Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes.
Even if your back hurt, you gotta get up and keep going.
Straight at you.
Yo, dead ass. Yo, you wasn't even looking at me. That's how I know it's mad direct. Nigga was like looking off to the left, like, yeah.
Like, yeah, man.
Oh my god, that was so funny, fam.
Oh, Batman shit.
I am Batman head ass. I would say for me though, that was funny as fuck. I would say
Damn,
for
man, my
me,
shit hurting more, nigga. I forgot about that shit. You said that shit. I'm like, I was like relating for a second. I was like, nah, that back pain shit for real. Wait.
talk about me, nigga.
Nah, keep going.
Comedy.
Nah, I would say realistically, like, there's two things, because we all have good days and bad days, right? Like, the life is fucking crazy sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I would say, like, the ability to lean on both of them, pause, like,
Hey, yo.
To pause it right there. Hey, pause.
you know, be around a collection of kings, right? Like, niggas is very talented in what they do outside of everything that I do, and they can all say the same, right? It's looking at peers in your eyes and who can hold you accountable when you fucking up. Yo, you bugging, you tripping. Stop doing that, right? But also be like, yo, are you okay? How's your day? I love you, right? To be able to hug them when they need to be hugged, to be able to listen to their life story. It's the ability to know that you are a link in a chain and be strong enough, right? You don't have to carry everything. Be strong for those that care about you so they can be strong for you. You know what I'm saying? We all fucking are great separately, had a good ass life separately. You know what I'm saying? Now we here pushing the train together is always gonna move. You know what I'm saying?
And it's something interesting you're touching on there with like championing each other and holding each other accountable and stuff like that. Especially as black men as well. Like that is something that like we don't ever speak about. Like and a lot of that is hereditary as well. So this is why it's important for us to speak in this manner and apply this to all the people around us to champion ourselves and the next generation and stuff.
They talk so much about like toxic masculinity, right? I hear that shit every fucking day. In my opinion, hot take, whatever the fuck, there's no such thing. There's only masculinity in the absence of, right? Masculine men aren't so masculine, they act like women. That's crazy, right? It's you either know how to be a man or don't. And to be able to be a masculine man is to be able to have masculine relationships, right? I'm a big reader. There's a book called Ways of Superior Man. Great book. Nipsey Hussle told everybody about it, right? It's, a woman can create and flourish and grow a lot, right? She can, anything a man puts into her, she will 10x it, right? That's nature or that's femininity, the same thing. But a man can only tell a man when he's wrong. A man has to look at a man and say, yo, you're bugging. And a man has to be able to accept that without any prejudice or pain or defense, okay. And then we move.
And then niggas should be able to hug it out without feeling gay.
OD.
Niggas, you gotta hug. Niggas out here need a hug.
OD.
I've seen all these roadman niggas posted up. Niggas need a fucking hug. But that's why niggas stand like this. The only thing they get is when they dap niggas up. That's why that shit be so powerful. Yo, lock it in, nigga. I need a hug.
Man, fingertips.
If they don't make that sound, fam, it's not online, fam.
For real.
Nah, that's beautiful, bro. Like I feel like from having like just getting to know you lot, like the energy you lot have, bro, and the way you lot can kind of build each other up and champion each other and hold each other accountable and stuff. So what type of, like, you wanted to touch up on the brand you lot have and the founder story and stuff like that. So let's go through all of that as well, man.
Yeah, I guess I can say at least, I mean, it's really, Leroy got to kind of start that off, you know, I mean, I would say...
Y'all started, man. I started first.
Cool niggas, man. Cool niggas, man. Cool.
Praise.
Yeah, so, you know, even if your back hurt, you feel me?
That was a nuke.
Okay.
Nuke sent to him, fam.
So realistically, I mean, I'll kind of touch on the general basics of it. You know, we have a COVID story. right? So I don't know if you can even say that on YouTube and shit, but we have
Gotta get us banned, yo.
we have a pandemic story, right? Yeah. And we met. We were roommates. We talked, hung out. All like I said, all very different people. And just saw the value in each other. Right, went our separate ways. You know, I stayed in Atlanta. They were in New York. Moving, shaking, growing, doing all types of things, all types of brand deals, all types of relationships, just moving. Right, regular cool people separately hanging out. Eventually started to they started to intertwine, right? Oh, yo, this piece would probably look better on you. You know, these rings might look a little nicer on you. Yo, you should probably eat this. It'll help make you a little healthier. Yo, I'm telling you, marketing might go like this. We just always talking about the same shit. You know, always talking about the same shit. And it's like, why not get paid? Why not get fucking paid to talk about shit that everybody is following us anyway? Niggas is pulling up to his DJ sets like, yo, what song is that? Where'd you get your rings? Yo, that's a great idea. How would you do that? Nigga, pay me. Like, fucking pay me, and I'll tell you.
Free game for years.
Free game, mad value to mad people, right? And it's like, yo, pay me. I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Pay me.
Get to that point. But yeah, we met. Was it like on Block Island? So it was like this small island, like off the coast of like Rhode Island / Connecticut. And like that, it's funny. Like meeting these niggas was funny because out there it's like it's such an isolated place, but it's like a really like white man country. Like it's very curated. It's like it's their shit. Like you pull up, it literally looks like the 1960s out there.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like real rich people island and shit. So you out there working, and like I meet these two niggas and we just kind of locked in. You know what I mean? We just like learned a lot from each other, but we were really living like brothers. Like we all worked together. We lived in like this what's this? It's like a fucking, what is that? Like an attic?
Oh,
It
dude.
was fire,
You know what it
it's
is?
like a 2-story crib.
It's literally one of those big ass garages you buy from Home Depot, or like
Those like make
like
your own yard.
but like the big one though.
It was like a house.
Shit.
So we in like the upstairs of that bitch, tricked it out. It was lit. Niggas up there,
dude.
nigga on shrooms every other day, and then going to the beach.
Producing.
Working,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like working our way around working, because niggas ain't trying to work.
Yo, you go. Tell them we'll be there in 30 minutes. I got so much shit on my eyes and shit. Like,
But it was cool. It came together and just like there was something there. You know what I mean? Just like there was just something there. Niggas knew that. So once we left, you know, we all went our separate ways. We just figuring shit out. And then like oddly enough, like niggas was just living like that. Our homies link up every now and then. And then me and Marlon, like we came out here. And then, you know, she was moving around and Malcolm was like, I'm gonna pull up. He's like, all right, cool. Then out of nowhere, all of us lost our fucking passport.
What?
Facts. You know what I'm saying? So niggas was like,
How the
all right.
fuck? How?
Nah, nigga, facts. Life, nigga, life.
Whole lot of life,
So,
man.
you know.
It was in one of them down weeks you was talking about.
Shit,
No,
down
the negative and the positive, right? People view negative as negative. It's the yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? But if you stay on the white side, then you're fucked because life is just that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to channel the dark and the light.
for sure.
And I think that's what people try to do. People try to avoid the darkness of it all. But you kind of got to channel all of it. Like if somebody called me right now, like in Jamaica, they're cutthroat about telling you about loss. So somebody call you, be like, oh, so-and-so just died. It's like, okay. And what you do is you just channel it. If you let it go and try to do a bunch of nice, you know, light shit, you're going to fuck yourself up for a couple, 3 weeks, and then you're going to have to deal with that anyway.
Down the line,
You know what I
and it
mean?
might manifest into something
big
else
difference.
as well,
You
innit?
gotta turn the dark, you know, that's why I like the emo kids, because they're turning the dark into light.
Life
It's
is
just that
shit.
they're leaving the other side because niggas don't think about that, you know? So it's just, you gotta channel both. That's why sometimes somebody they'll make all these light albums, and then like one day you get like a dark ass album. You're like, the fuck? I guess it's not even what the artist I like, but it is. That nigga's going through something. You know what I'm saying? So it's just they both do the same thing if you know how to use the energy right.
And how do you translate that into like your own work and channel that into your own work as well?
Well, like that's the thing with art meeting life. Like we had this plan, we was thinking about it. Niggas like we can do it. Niggas like we should do it. And then we all got here and then like lost our passports. So now we gotta do it. You know what I mean? But that's the thing too. Whether you can consciously or unconsciously manifest shit. And that shit was like a unconscious like manifest. And then like literally a week later, he found his passport. So the niggas like, all right, cool. We started this journey. You about to leave because you found your shit, or you know what I mean? So it's those conversations. But even when niggas lost our passport, niggas was mad for like 5 minutes. Niggas like, all right, we got some money. let's get an Airbnb, nigga, take a shower, nigga, really think about this. And then niggas just didn't even think about it. Niggas
and
just
rebalance.
just kept shit going. Yeah, we out here now, like, fuck
Type
it.
shit.
You know what I mean? No reason to even, shit, I gotta go to embassy tomorrow, nigga. I still ain't got my shit. Like 2 weeks ago.
Facts.
Niggas said we out here. People like, when you leaving? I'm like, I ain't got no passport. You know what I mean?
And do you feel like that's what, like, situations like that have brought out the best in you?
Hell yeah.
Every time.
That's the best time.
Every time.
Winners.
That's the shit, bro.
Man.
Like, when you
Watch
go-
us work.
What?
Watch us work.
Right?
Yeah.
But shit started flowing after that too. So it's just the energy, man. You realize that, you get through it, you good. But with these niggas, it's fire. Cause we'll be somewhere and then the shit will go completely not according to plan. Some bullshit will happen, and niggas will be like, all right, so we gonna roll up. And we'll just stand out there fucking fucked up in the rain, smoking like, all right, cool. So yeah, let's just get this, do that. And then we recoup this shit tomorrow, nigga. Let's go buy some more weed.
What's the
Chill out
plan?
Tonight. Yeah, let's just chill out tonight, nigga. Let it be. And then tomorrow we get right back to it like nothing ever happened.
Take a recheck on it.
Hell yeah, nigga, some fresh pair of socks go crazy right now. Yeah, niggas is loving that. That's a great feeling. Niggas be trying to get like a million bands. Nigga, once you in it and you chasing your shit, boom, you feel me? Niggas just paid us the other day. You gonna get paid again. So shit's working out. But that you gotta go. We ran out of money 3 weeks ago. Facts. Nowhere to stay, nowhere to go, no bread. Niggas been had no bread, then we got bread, still got bread, run out of bread, making more. Like, we're just figuring it out.
Making it shake.
He said,
But
how are
niggas
you
is
doing
like,
it?
oh, no, it's fucked. They went to embassy, got an emergency passport, went back to New York, like, oh no, like.
Guess it
that's so
didn't work
crazy.
out. Nah, it's tough, man.
You gotta just channel it, man. Like, when we met you, bro, that was the day after we lost our shit.
Mad.
Facts. So, and niggas on the bus vibing, nigga, heading to where we gotta go next. You know?
Yes, bro. And the way, like, even that conversation, like, I don't think we can ever replicate that conversation we had on the bus, man. Because, like, but it gave me so much insight on how you lot thinking. And now that I've kind of got the backstory and like how you lot were like kind of conversing and figuring things out. Now I understand why you
We
got.
were doing that shit
Yeah,
on
we
the
were
bus
doing
at
shit.
3 in the morning.
You know, what a coincidence.
Yeah, niggas playing. Niggas is surviving at 3 in the morning. Yo, how are we eating tomorrow?
No,
We
man.
gotta get 40 minutes this way, 30 minutes that way. Don't know the trans yet.
But you know, that's the next thing too with niggas. Niggas don't talk about that side. Because it's
Nah.
not fly too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like real life fly. So I be broke as hell with no bread, looking fly than a nigga that got money. So that part don't even matter to me. It's just, all right, cool, I'm chilling. Can I eat today? Like, and then the simple shit start to matter. So then now, like, when niggas offer like, oh shit, we can make a mad bread here. Niggas like, all right, cool, let's think about it. The niggas already just channeled out, not having nothing, nigga. We coolin'. Cool, let's not rush and just do some shit we don't want to do just because there's some bread now. You know what I mean? So it just kind of, you know, moving on straight vibes, bro. That's the beauty of like also being born and raised in Jamaica. Is just kind of like you really move on vibes. Like people will say that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like 2024, so it's like I'm vibing. But like you really just move on vibes. Like I'll just get a thought, and the shit feel like it makes sense, and I'll research my own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like all right, cool, boom, 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 and I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. And then you just flow with it. You decide, you just go. And boom, we fuck up. 15 minutes ago, I didn't have a thought anyway. So there's no loss. There is no loss. If you have no new ideas, if you tried all your old ideas, there's no loss. You know what I'm saying?
You're learning from everything. Like if
Everything.
once you change your perspective to like what we were saying earlier about like people like scared to fail, but then when you're looking at everything in a different lens and a perspective, you actually gain other opportunities that might align with the idea that might not have worked at the time.
Exactly.
There's many like stuff like this. Like for me, like I've been so behind camera for the last 10 years. I've helped build so many different productions and so many different projects and whatnot that it got to a point where like I was like, oh, like it would be sick to have these convos. I was having so many like high level convos with people behind the scenes, and there was this factor with me where like my confidence was not there. Like I'll always stop it, and now like I just don't give a shit now.
Can't.
You get it? Like I'm in my work clothes, sitting here, and I've got to go back to work now. And that's the thing. Like people on social media are putting the result of like I've made it and can't even fucking put food in their fridge and stuff like that. You get what I'm
Fake
saying?
Lambo outside,
Fake
rented.
Lambo outside.
He's living off of results.
Yeah.
He's like,
There
he got a
you
result.
go.
Yeah, but I say this too though, like, so on a marketing tip, right? Like, shit goes in trends, right? Shit goes in trends. Shit goes in trends. It was digital. It was physical. It was about this. It was about that. Influencer shit hit hard. That shit hit like a motherfucker. It was nobody was doing it. Then everybody on Instagram was follow me. I follow for follow. Then it was like, yo, this person's on Nike. Now they got Prime, all that, right? But it's a trend. right? So as that comes to this peak, as they're making the most money, the billions of dollars, that means it's getting smaller because everybody's trying to copy the same motherfuckers doing the same thing. What's happening now is we all know we're on the internet, but who are you, right? Because I go on my Instagram, I don't see nobody fucking follow, right? I'm like, what? Who are these niggas? Who are these niggas? You know what I mean?
Who are these?
Who are these niggas? Yo, we have to stay away from these niggas.
So like now, the only thing you watch on social media is shit that's like kind of relatable, kind of community based, shit that like you either want to learn, want to do, kind of heard about, kind of want to go to and experience, right? So to be able to sit here and say like niggas ran out of money and made it work. Right, traveling through Europe, I spent $200 to get here. Right, from America, 3 days. I booked my flight less than 24 hours before I got here. Right, 25, 22 hours, 21 hours, something like that. Drunk on a Tuesday, left on a Wednesday. You feel me? $200. Niggas got Xboxes. Niggas got PS5. Talking about, I wish I could travel. What the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
That
What the fuck are you talking
it's
about?
It's a choice. It really is a choice.
So it's like understanding that because the world wants to see the real, why not be real? Just back to him saying that the only way he can make his music is through authenticity. To him just saying that all his shit is just because of what he's been through, right? We just us. We literally just us. Same shit, different couch. You know what I'm saying? Vibing. And then the world want to see it. So we gonna let them.
Yeah, we're in that age now where like I feel like we touched up on this on the last convo as well, where like the audience now are clued up to the point where they know where things are salesy,
sure.
or people are like doing too much on certain things. The way to build an authentic fan base and to build like your longevity in this thing is actually being as authentic. Like, hey, like documenting things through such like sheer documentation,
Transparency.
exactly, experiences and showing all of these elements. And I think this is why I always bring it back to the next generation now, because that's where the real battle is going to be, like our generation's changing these narratives for social media, where it's like, yo, like you can burn the boats on yourself and build something better. You go what I'm saying? Like us lot, like coming from hardships and situations that have put us in these things are where the growth is. It's not a thing where like you have to show a certain type of lifestyle to incorporate yourself into that lifestyle. It's such a tainted way of doing that, because so many people are sold. Like if you're looking at all these luxury brands, they're always targeting people from our demographic because they're willing to spend on that. You go what I'm saying? There's so many different type of disconnects that are always sold. So people are always being sold the end result of things. But then when people like us on our platforms are making things and saying, yo, like I'm going through shit and I'm going to show you that I'm going to make it through shit. That's what people gravitating towards now, because people want that insight. That's why so many people are doing podcasts, so many people are doing interview things and all of these things to really show that side of it. So like, what have you learned about yourselves during these tough situations as well?
I'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know. It makes you a different person. Like I don't even really analyze danger. I do like risk assessment in like real time. Like I'll pull up, if the apartment flooded, I'm not gonna stand there for 5 minutes on some, what happened? I'm literally just gonna walk in there, go straight to it, handle it, so it can be done. I don't really have a time to figure, you know what I mean? Or talk things out. Or,
like the British say, ponder on it.
Yeah, I don't got time to ponder, bro. I don't ponder, bro. I just go like, especially if it's something negative. You know what I mean? I I like to address things like immediately, no matter what. If it's physical, detrimental, could be a conversation. You know what I mean? I think that helps sniff things out, because I realize I get like subtly frustrated when people got to go through their emotion, which I understand. You know what I mean? It's like when motherfuckers lying to you. I'm not listening to this lie for 5 minutes. Let's get straight to your lie. Let's get this done. Like, you know what I mean? I don't got time for the full breakdown and all. I don't care. You know what I mean? Let's do it. You lied to me. Cool. I'm fine with that. I don't need the fat you put in the middle. Yeah, exactly. I don't need none of that. So, I mean, some of the people come around, they'll be like, oh, hey, coincidence. It's not a coincidence, man. Like, you want to talk? Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for that. If you don't want to talk, want to be weird, let's cut that quick. I got 5 minutes. I need that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like how I operate. Like, and it's not to be negative. It's just more of like, I like my general. I think everybody should be afforded their general feeling. We can't have 5 feet because we're in a city. You know what I'm saying? There's people everywhere. But if I don't want to deal with you, I don't have to. And I think that's something I kind of figured out, because it just kind of helps me. I'm like very much in my own head. And a lot of times my thoughts get broken because like somebody wants to like bump into me and like figure stuff out, and that's cool. There's no problem for that, but it's just like I don't know. I just feel like a lot of individuality gets lost, and everybody trying to keep everybody else at bay. You know, like sometimes I'm not in the mood and I'm chilling, not in the mood, not trying to mess your mood up, but I'm chilling over here. You know what I'm saying? But I think for everybody, they'll go out, not feel the best, force it, and then that will make everything even more chaotic. So I think just, yeah, man, you go through the rough times, you kind of figure out who you are, kind of know who you are, who you got to be in those moments. Like, shit's about to get mad or crazy, you're kind of like, all right, cool, I'm going to go back to this mode. You know what I mean? Conservative, figuring shit out. I got my meal plan, fucking, you know what I mean? If I'm making bread, I'm in this mode. If I'm not thinking about money, I'm like in this mode. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like to channel it out like that. And it goes back and forth. Because after, as soon as there's light, shit gets crazy. A little bit of light, then my brain goes wild. And I got all these ideas and shit, boom, boom, boom. So just creating your own space and just like finding a way to make your art more of like a second by second thing versus like you fully making time for it. You know what I'm saying? So
That makes sense.
literally every conversation you have, shit, bring that shit right back into the pod. Even if you don't come back with the person, bring it to the podcast because it's like it feeds that. You know what I mean? So I think just making your art like like people talk to me about rings all the time. I love rings. I love jewelry. I wear mad jewelry. It brings those conversations. I like those conversations. So it kind of just sense of community. And once you figure out who you fully are, then your community kind of shows up. You know what I mean? It's really weird.
It's
like
weird.
you gotta.
It's a paradox, isn't it?
Literally.
Yeah.
You're dealing with 1 billion people, or once you find yourself, you're dealing with the 100 people you actually need to.
And that
Facts.
grows from it as well. Sorry,
Yeah.
you were gonna say something.
No, I was saying facts.
I was gonna say, to that point, it's the tuning yourself to the frequency of what you want to attract. I feel like some people take the mindset of, I need to go out and go get this thing, where it's really you have to go within and change certain thought patterns and how you approach situations to attract the energy rather than going out and using energy to seek. Yeah, I mean, oftentimes if you're going out seeking, it's like fishing. Yeah, I mean, if you jump in the water, fish gonna run away. If you drop the bait, fish gonna come. You know what I mean?
That's interesting, man. And it's like from what I can learn from that as well is like working on yourself internally. That's something that I've really kind of been taking on board a lot now. Like all my life, I was always trying. I felt like I could find my happiness through helping people. Like even though like you still can, but it was like it was only locked in that way. That was the only thing. And in this part of my life now, trying to understand myself so much more, like my heritage so much more, like the traumas passed on, the traumas in my environment, all of these things. I've literally started to deep that the best way to work outwards is to work inwards.
Sure.
Like the planet isn't built outside in, it's built from the inside out. And deep in these concepts now, and like I've been a person that's always been curious on other people's perspectives, their lenses and perception of the world, and that's something that like I've always wanted to kind of cultivate, and that's why like I'm building such things as this to just house these conversations on a reflectional thing, not only for yourselves as guests but for myself to see another way of thinking. And how do you look?
I wanted to answer your question though.
Yeah, shit. Sorry.
No, you're chilling,
Good.
chilling. Because we all have trauma, right? We all got experiences. We all got pain. That's like the beauty of life. I would say 2 things, right? Like the pain taught me that the pain never stopping, right? Like no matter the highs, the pain's coming. The lows, the pain could get lower, right? So you learn to disassociate from the thought. Like I look at thoughts like screen words on the screen, and it's like, yeah, that came up, but I don't have to become that, right? When you watch a movie, you don't become the movie. You see it. You might feel the emotions of the movie, but that's just the movie. You can walk out the door anytime, and your thoughts are the same way, right? Anytime you decide you want to change your thought, instantaneous, right? And if you don't believe that, think about how many times you was upset, and somebody walked in that you didn't want them to see you upset. How quick yeah, I'm good, right? Change, just like that. So why you can't change while you in the pain? Right? So understanding that your mind controls it all, right? We are what we think, and just accepting that because we have a destination, it doesn't matter the storms or the waves, right? It doesn't matter the low tide or the high tide. It doesn't matter the pirates or nothing. We go into the island, right? When we're just gonna keep going, and we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna figure out on the way. We're gonna fix the ship as we go. We're gonna add people to the ship, take people off the ship, but we're going, and that's just what that is. And we will end up there, and then we'll see what happens there. We're going to a new island. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we own that one.
Oh, we definitely gonna own some islands, 100%, man.
Hell yeah.
And I wanted to ask you lot as well, like, especially because I haven't interacted with, I've interacted with people from America, but I think we can touch on this subject specifically with you lot. How do you lot perceive the education system over there? And education system as a whole as well, because from my perspective of England, like I left school with like 2 GCSEs, which was like really bad. So it was hard for me to maneuver in the world. That's why like I've built my way on. Like my thing was, if I want to get a job, I need to make sure that job doesn't ever ask me for my qualifications. And that's how I've moved. And paradoxically, that's taken me to so many beautiful places and worked to so many beautiful things. And over the years, I've realized that the education system here and as a whole are like 100-year systems that are not beneficial for individual ways of thinking.
Sure.
From your lot's perspective on like the American system as well, like how was it over there, like with their way of thinking, the modules, like how, like is it still organism? Is it like one organism type of mentality?
They set us up to be employees. Everything is set up to be somebody's. Everybody who went to public school is set up to be the employee of a nigga that went to private school. That's it. Whole thing. Machine.
The man that funded the Board of Education when it started in America, his quote was, "I don't want to make a nation of thinkers. I need a nation of workers." The man who funded the Board of Education. That is all you need to know. From the baseline, it was cricket. You know?
And you can work through it. You know, you could champion yourself in that realm, but are you ever at the top? You know what I'm saying? That's what they call the rat race. So it's like, I mean, I'm grateful for my trips and my experiences, you know, be metaphysical or physical, to allow myself to see that, like, that wasn't for me, right? I was one of the angry kids in school because I peeped early and said, what the fuck is this, right? I'm a pretty-ass nerd, you feel me? So first period, I was in high honors classes, fucking all the kids. You got students, you got business people coming in. They got, yo, you going to this? This how you get an internship. Second period, racist teacher. We're gonna talk about her. Lunch. Fourth period, I'm fucking with the hood niggas. We in there with a piece of paper. Teacher ain't saying shit. Niggas in there not doing shit. And I'm like, yo, this is the same school, right? So it's like, to be able, when I saw that, I said, yo, they don't give a fuck. Right, they decided who they think may be the boss out of these workers, and everybody else getting trained to look at a piece of paper and check it off. And I stopped caring. I stopped caring about all of that, and created my own way right away.
So how can we, as a generation now, create, like, you're slowly seeing this with people making their own courses and all of these things now. There's a big boom now where it's like oversaturated, but I think the point is valid. Like it's coming to the point where there's education now on more real life examples on how you can apply things into life. Is that something that you lot potentially are considering down the line as a brand or as individuals in your lot's own individual art forms, to create something, whether it's, even if it's not a course, but like something that like people can gravitate towards, or like how-to videos, or like how to maneuver in the spaces you lot are in?
We definitely can. It's just that it's already so much we're trying to maneuver that we definitely have those conversations about, like, even going to different schools and just like talking to kids and everything. I think I experienced both of the systems, because like in Jamaica, the educational system's the same as the UK. So, and I was there for like high school, elementary, and all that. What I will say is that like in America, the education's very circular. So America's education's about America, and then you'll step into the world a little bit, but it's about America. Whereas I feel like the British rubric is more worldly, which is why when you meet Americans from the core, even with the school system being cooked, it's like when you meet Americans from the core, it's very American, because America's kind of like designed that way. Like you ask American about geography and they'll say, what do you mean, like north south? Like is in like North America, South America, West Coast, East Coast? Like just, so you know what I mean? So to say Americans don't know geography and stuff like that. But in school, it's not really taught like that. You'll touch on like continents and simple stuff, but if you don't know to look, you won't actually dive in. You know, there's global history and there's U.S. history. You get more credits for U.S. history. So it's a very it's a very circular. It's a very circular thing. Whereas like all the stuff I learned in high school in America, I already knew from middle school in Jamaica, because you already get kind of taught. You get taught everything. America, it's very. They'll literally do like England, and then it's fucking Thanksgiving, and then it's by England, and then it's American history. So that's everything in America is very circular. So I think that's why anything that comes out of America feels so innately that. It's because the system and how everything is. It's a very circular. It's a very circular thing, and only certain things get to like break into that, if that makes any sense. So I think as far as kids in schools, I think you just at this point we could change the whole system, but that won't take effect for like another 50 years. So I think at this point kids have to realize fully, especially if you're an artist, you have to realize what school is. You have to know that there is information out of there that you need, mainly in like reading, writing, and like history. And then you should do your best to just appease. So you go boom, you get these good grades, mom's happy, your school's happy, and then once you could balance that out, then you could do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Because that's like theoretically what a good kid is. You do all the good kid stuff, and then you go out and you can be yourself, and they allow you to be yourself more, just because it's like, you know what I mean? There are systems in place. You can fight them, or you can make them work for you.
You can transmute that energy.
Yeah, so you figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, I was in school, like, I was cool with everybody. I was, like, voted class clown, but I never hung out with niggas after school. There's nobody from my high school could tell, yo, yeah, Leroy came to the movies with us. No. I'm with you niggas till the park. Then I'm about to go do all this fashion shit. I don't do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Trust, bro.
I wanted to add, we definitely got some products on the way. So, yeah. We got some things to allow authenticity, to self-love. Everything that's incorporated with how we got to this point. We got some products on the way, physical, digital, definitely a lot of events. So some things on our way for sure.
No, that's beautiful, man. And I would say, for the sake of time, wrapping it up, this would be the last thing, and hopefully it's something that will resonate to anyone watching this. What would be a skill or something you would say to your younger self just before they were starting off?
Master something. That's it. Master something. Because I think as artists, when you're growing up, you kind of want to tap into everything. You can, but definitely like owning and master something. Being 25% good at 8 different things is not valid. So what you should do is just master something, and you add to the palette, versus trying to, do everything at once. I think that's the only thing that would like mess with like a younger artist, because you could do this, but you can't do this. My friend said I should do this. My other friends are already doing this. You pick one, kind of own in on it, and even if you're not a master, like to the point where you're like, okay, cool. Even if I go into the corporate world, I could get paid for this. Just simple stuff. Master the things that help your craft, and not just your craft. Especially if your craft is mental. Like right now, I'm thinking about like, damn, I got to go back and like relearn Photoshop. All those years, my cousin was like, yo, man, you should just do some Photoshop. I'm like, fuck, I'm not no computer or Photoshop ass nigga. But now I'm like, shit, I need Photoshop. You know what I mean? So all the little things around your craft, I would say master it, and then also artistically, whatever decision you make, just flow. Because you could decide you want to be an actor, but then really you want to work with the cameras, but then really you want to write. So I think it's just flow. You start out wanting to be like an artist, and the end of it, you're like an executive. I think you just flow, and then let your art take you to where you like need to be, instead of trying to like force it. I mean, which is why like Diddy was still like making music when he should have been. Well, he should have. He did a lot of shit.
No Diddy.
Let's not talk. No Diddy. No.
We want a calm 55 minutes without talking about this.
We were nearly there.
I'm not about being politically correct. Though. I'm just saying like, a lot of other artists wouldn't jump stages like that. Just use them as an example, but like even within that, like not saying stay in your lane, but like master a lane that you really care about or that applies to what you love. Because you get to a certain point where you're doing 8 different things, and let's say somebody gives you $10,000, what the fuck do you invest in? You fucking split into 8. You know what I mean? That's what happens. I'll say pick one, start that journey, and then while you're on that journey, add to it.
Beautiful, man. How about yourself, bro?
I would say you have to trust that feeling. Like really, really listen, hone in on the intuition. and trust that. It's going to be scary. It's supposed to be scary. You know what I mean? But within that fear is also freedom because you don't know. And with the mindset of, well, this shit could go exactly how I want it to. This shit will probably go how you want it to. You know what I mean? The timing might not be how you assume, but it's going to go the way it needs to.
Nah, that's facts.
Full, man.
I
I know you got a lot to. I wish I learned this. I wish I learned this.
Man, yeah, because I was fucking up. Honestly, if I could really break it down to two core things, like I would say the first thing I would tell my younger self to do, learn how to meditate. Learn how to shut the noise off, right? Because there's always going to be somebody bringing you one way, left way, up, down, right? Learn how to hear your own voice, right? Because it's real loud out there. It's only getting louder. So learn how to meditate. TM is a really good form of meditation. Transcendental meditation is amazing. Anyone can learn it. There's teachers all over the world. Russell Brand talks about it a lot. If you know who that is, yeah. So TM. And then as far as like a skill, I would definitely say learn how to sell, right? Niggas, there's literally a book wrote in the 40s called Getting Black Folks to Sell. Like, it is one of the top paying skills in the world. It is the top paying skill in the world. It's the only skill in business that makes money. Everything else costs money, right?
Interesting.
It's the only skill that anyone can do as long as you can speak, right? It's all a confidence thing. It's an ability to love who you are so much that the person you're talking to loves what you have to offer, right? That's why this nigga get girls, because he loves himself so goddamn much. Girls say, you know what? I love myself. I love you too. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's literally a concept of learning how to communicate a message and present enough energy that someone agrees with you. And if you can learn those two skills, you make money, and poverty is no longer an issue, right? It's a low barrier to entry. Anyone can do it. Anyone can learn it, and anyone can become abundant. So I would say learn how to sell.
Lads, that was beautiful, man. And I feel like there's so much like I've taken on board from that. And hopefully it's kind of shed light on each other and the way you lot think even more now as well, especially in this type of environment. And I just want to thank you lot for your lot's energy, give you lot your flowers for that, man, and connecting with you lot, man, because I'm in this moment in my personal life where like I'm building to something that I don't know yet, but I've just got this feeling inside of me to execute and do things for myself now, whilst also helping people. So I just want to thank you lot for being a part of that journey for me, man, and hopefully we can do this like 10 times over the years, man. I don't want it to be like a one and done
And we
thing,
back
man.
in it.
Hopefully do one in Jamaica as well. That'd be a lit episode. We do one in New York, all of them things, man. And I said, bro, like I'm discovering myself so much more now, and I feel like I'm in such a interesting place in my life now where, yeah, man, just now capturing these levels of conversations, and hopefully someone could take back something from it. Like people like us when we were younger can take something from it, man. And I feel like that's where the real battle is in this game, man. So thank you lot for being you and being a part of what you're doing, man.
So make sure you follow Black Chandelier, right? How you spell that shit? I don't know how to spell it.
It's like Black Chandelier without the A.
Okay.
Essentially,
Yeah.
And Marlon at Solar Coaster.
Yeah.
At Solar Coaster on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
New album out, Stick It. Nah, I'm saying new singles out, Stick It, nigga. Listen to that shit, motherfucker.
Sticky Tankach.
It's Stick It.
Oh, when's your lot's next event as well?
Shit, man, every day. We always partying.
We gonna figure that out, man. We gonna, you follow the IG and everything. It'll all be there. But we gonna stay in tune, bro. Yeah. Everything we do, we gonna let you know. You know the vibes. We gonna figure.
We'll send you like a little upcoming events. So we can put put it on there or something. You know,
Let's do that.
The events are right here.
Interactive card. Like that.
Should drop in the caption.
Hey lads, thank you so much for your lot's energy,
Of course,
man,
man.
and would love to see how this part of your journey and the rest of your life unfolds from my perspective as well, man.
No, facts.
Big love, man. Thank you so much, lads.
Man, appreciate you.
Big love, man. Thank you so much, broski, man. Thank you, bro. Gotta get away. Big love, man.
I ain't getting up just yet, nigga. My back.
That's it. Right.